Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends, and glad you could attend. Step inside the tent, my friends, as we take a look at a horror anthology from France, and it is called Necrologies. Now, Necrologies gives us a variety of short films with a wraparound story from a variety of directors, and basically the wraparound story is a young individual who has a blog. He takes pictures in a cemetery. Well, he's caught while taking pictures in one particular cemetery by the guardian of the cemetery, played by Jean-Claude Dreyfus. And we see how this guardian shares tales of some of the residents in the graveyard with this young individual before the guardian calls the cops. And we see through these series of short films these tales that are told on this dark and stormy night. Folks, horror anthologies are tough sometimes because sometimes you get good ones, and within the horror anthology you get some good shorts, some are okay, some are weak. Let me tell you, Necrologies is wall-to-wall horror, fantastically done and wildly entertaining. There's something here for every horror fan. I loved every single short, including the wraparound, and that doesn't happen too often with anthology films, but this one, it did. Jean-Claude Dreyfus as the guardian of the cemetery, he was fantastic. He's a character that he pulls you into this film, and you can't help but pay attention. I loved his performance in here, and it just is a character that is equal, and I will say it, equal to the likes of the Crypt Keeper in many respects. So he caught my attention, and then these shorts that played out are all really well done. There's a mixture of practical effects as well as some digital visual effects, but mostly practical, which mad props there. All done on lower budgets, but they make the most of the budgets that they have. The opening story, the first story that the Guardian tells, is The Call of Death. It is directed by Nathalie Epoquet, and that one's a great one. The story of a creeper cell phone caller that is just tormenting this young woman, and we see how that escalates fairly quickly. And I loved how it was edited, and the lighting and everything about it really helped build up the tension to that final payoff that you get with most horror shorts. And then there is also one called The Beast, which has some fantastic makeup and did not play out like I thought it was going to. By its title, you can imagine, but director Fabien Chambart really gives this a unique spin and almost makes it a bit heartbreaking to where you will feel for the title character of this short story. Then there's a fun poke at found footage films with The Return of Lizardmen, directed by Francois Message, and this one's a lot of fun. Now, I normally don't like found footage, but this one is a particularly entertaining one of a documentary crew following this cult of duckmen who are looking to raise lizardmen, and it's humorous, and then it takes a dark turn and it gets really creepy. And I really thought the found footage aesthetic was handled well in here and really added to it, and it's got kind of a fun ending too. Again, more practical makeup effects in here that showed up. In fact, all these horror shorts have practical makeup effects, which surprised me, especially the quality at which those practical makeup effects were done. So kudos to everyone who worked on those. Then there's Alexis Worker. Excuse me if I mispronounced it. They made this film a hell of a bargain. Puppet work. We get freaking puppet work in an indie horror film, and well done puppet work. I mean, this is a creepy thing that appears in this short film, and it's a great story as well. All of these are great horror stories in that they take a common theme, but they give it just a little bit of a refreshing original take on that, a little refreshing variation on it, and I liked that too, because they didn't play out quite like you would expect. Now, also in A Hell of a Bargain, you will get a familiar faces Linnea Quigley, who shows up for a small role in this short story. And you got a little bit of everything, like I said. And then in the last one, The Eye of Tal, directed by Guillaume Defar, That one is more supernatural. There's still practical gore effects in that one as well, but it's definitely more on a supernatural level. A story of a young woman with nightmares, and she's an artist, so she draws them, and some fantastic drawings and an interesting urban legend to go along with them. Yes, folks, Necrologies overall is a solid horror anthology that should be seen by any fan of indie horror films. Don't let the fact that it has subtitles turn you away from just an entertaining time at home because you can't go out right now. Now that this film is not available for digital video consumption yet online in the US, but you can purchase the Blu-ray, and I highly recommend you do. I need a copy of this film because it is one that I could definitely see myself watching more than once, and I think when you see it, you'll feel the same way. So there you have it, folks. Necrologies, a solid horror anthology from France. Please check it out. Please check out our Patreon as well. We got a lot of great material there for some reasonable tiers. Make sure you subscribe here to keep up on all the wonderful projects I got coming this summer. I thank you for your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.